Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the Wicked Gamer and Collector. So in today's video we are going to talk about a new addition to the Gameboy Classic family. We are going to talk about this transparent blue Game Boy that I bought from Marktplaats. Yes, it was a guy who was selling these Game Boys and blue is my favorite color. I love transparent, so I needed to get this one. But it is not your typical Game Boy or your classic Game Boy from the 80s and 90s. No, this is an improved edition. This one comes with an LED backlit. Nowadays we can play video games on all different ways. For example, you can emulate it, you play it on a Game Boy Pi. But if you are going to use an original Game Boy, this is of course the real deal and the original experience. So but I think it's always fun to search new ways. So we know the classic Game Boy had the biggest problem that they didn't have a backlight, and there are so many new solutions nowadays. So we're having the backlight that we're going to look at today, and this is just a custom version. I know there is an LCD version out there, maybe in the future I'll pick it up. I'm not going to create this one myself, I don't have the time at the moment, so I just try to buy these products and to show you. But alright, so let's remove the other Game Boys and let's take a close look at this custom version. So first of all, what I really like about it, that I made this old Game Boy Classic that was most of the time just broken or a bad screen. He opened it up, he cleaned it up, he cleaned the PCB board, used the original parts and grabbed a new shell. So new D-pad, buttons and etc. Maybe he is going to use, I totally forgot to ask him if he used the little rubbery button select to start. But nevertheless, everything is for sale nowadays, so that is pretty cool, and you can make these things yourself if you want to. If I look at the quality of the shell and everything, I must say I am very surprised. It looks like good quality. Let's open it up. Let's remove the batteries. Okay, it's very hard to grab the batteries out. Let's pull them out. Of course, he needed to do some small modifications in the inside for the LCD, but there's nothing so far I can see. I really love this transparent version, so that is pretty awesome. Alright, so an original shell, it even has a Nintendo Game Boy on it. Alright, let's put the batteries back in. And the only thing that I find a little bit annoying about this, I'm just going to start. Just won't let you go, Kevin. Alright, so what is really cool about it is that you can finally play in the dark, but as you can see, this thing is super bright, but it is not really hurting my eyes, so that's really strange. But right, let's zoom in a little bit. Alright, so the only thing that I already told him is that I don't know if there are Game Boys out there, but you need to adjust the brightness of the backlight. That would be a little thing that I would change, because it's really bright. But nevertheless, we can play old school Tetris with backlight. Alright, so seeing these Game Boys next to each other, just give you a quick, it's an obvious, Captain Obvious moment, because you don't have a backlight left on the original one. But what I really like about it is that you still preserve the original PCB board. And that is something that I really appreciate when you want to play original hardware and original games. Stereo sound. But when you're doing modifications, or better said, you're replacing the original casing, it's always possible it's going to play a little bit differently. So that's something that you always need to consider. For example, if you're touching the D-pad, the travel of the right one, the new one, I think you can already hear it on the microphone. It has a totally different sound and you can feel it. It looks like the travel is a little bit longer, and the touch of the button or the D-pad is slightly different. The select and start are almost the same, and the A and B buttons are also a little bit different, but not really noticeable. But when you're touching the D-pad, you can feel it. It's not bad at all, don't get me wrong. But I want to bring something into this video, and this is more like a quick comparison. I don't know if some of you know the GB Boy color. It's a Game Boy. Funny thing is that when I'm making this video, I can already hear there's some little bit differences with the sound. But it's also a very nice option. I really love to have original hardware, but sometimes the Chinese has a very nice method of creating something that is also a very good solution if you want to play with something with an LCD or backlight. So but what you can see over here with side by side with the Game Boy with the light up and the GB color, the Chinese fake knockoff, this one has a color LCD inside. So of course the experience will be a little bit differently than the original system, and I can already hear of the sound that it's different. For example, when I'm pushing the start button on both systems, now you hear the stereo. It can always be possible that one of these systems are a little bit faster than the other one. For example, you can see that the left block on the GB color is falling a little bit faster. And that is simply because the GB Boy color plays the game not like the original hardware. And it sounds a little bit differently. Alright, so this is what we're going to get with the Game Boy Classic and the backlit screen. I'd love to know from you, what do you think of a backlit screen on an original Game Boy? Do you think this is an improvement, or do you just have the original real deal without a backlight? Or shall I make a video in the future with the LCD screen so we can do all of these comparisons? Right, so I think this Game Boy is a good addition to my collection. I just picked it up especially to show you and to add to the collection. So I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, and see you in the next video.